Alright, I have a very interesting video idea today. I play Limbus Company. I love Limbus Company. It's great. But I have a whole bunch of slightly built teams. But I'm a sinking man at heart. I love sinking. Sinking is absolutely incredible. But I admit I am a Limbus Company player, so I don't read a lot. So honestly, I don't know what most of my team's kits do. So I'm going to try and read through their kits and understand what it is that they actually do. And maybe I will graduate from being a win rate abuser. So my guy, I love the new ego. Salmon is my favorite character in this game. I'm going to start with skill 1. We'll go down line, then we'll go to passives. Celebration for the Departed. 2 coin. Rolls a 12. Alright, 10 plus Living at the Departed, which he starts with just ammo count. Yeah, unique ammo. Some potency maxes out of 20, 2 for skills. Living at potency or the departed count is randomly determined. And he cancels attacks if he runs out of ammo. I did know that. The living is potency and the departed is count. That is interesting. Okay, so if he has more than half his ammo, his clash power, and some of the targets sinking and butterfly is 6 or higher. And both butterfly, both types, which is living and departed. It also gains coin power, flicks count, spends 2 living and departed, and then inflicts a butterfly. Okay, simple. S2 rolls Ice Clash, yeah. It's an extra big clash. My god, it's gonna take a while. Same thing. More than half is living departed gets clash power. Clash power for every 6 value of the sum of the target sinking and both butterfly. I can only gain 2 from it. Okay. It rolls a 16 plus the clash power, coin power, and clash power buffs. Coin power is sick. Clash win, sinking count, attack, and he gains the highest resonance. Highest resonance, right? Of living in the departed, max of 6. Okay, so you can get ammo back from his S2. If you have an absolute resonance, you gain double. You get double up to 12. If the resonance was 4 or more absolute resonance, you fully reload, which is just for that you could consume 30 minus the what the hell? Consume 30 minus the plus the departed divided by 2 SP. It's how much ammo you have to reload divided by 2. So it would never be more than like 10 SP you're consuming. Or sorry, 10 is the minimum. It's at least 10. If you had full ammo, yeah, you can only consume 10. If you had 0 ammo left, you consume all 30 of your SP. That is pretty fat. Reset both living and departed values on self to 0 and gain the max value of their sum based on the probabilities listed in the passive. Make sure I read that first. Blah blah blah. And this one spends a lot more living and departed. 5 departed, inflict butterfly, and then 1, so it spends 6 You can reload. Up to 12. That's pretty good. Bangin' S3 rolls what, 16? Cannon roll. You get base power, every 5 of living to departed. So if you want to have max ammo when you use it, coin power. This value obviously buffed coin power for sinking a butterfly again. More sinking counts. And this forces a reload. Interesting. Okay, so using the S3 just reloads. It has to. Spends 1, spends 6. 7. Oh, because it dumps all. Oh, okay. You spend 7, then you spend all the rest. And you deal 4% more damage for every... Okay, so you want to have full ammo, then spend this and you get a damage buff. Finally, you inflict gloom damage equal to all butterfly on target. All is the sum of both on target. Okay. 14 rolling defense. Right, you reload and gain a shield equal to... Oh, what? Gain shield equal to the sum of both butterfly on target percent HP. Huh. That is actually pretty cool. I didn't know that. Alright, it's passive. Start with 10 living, 10 departed, 20 ammo total. When spending it, you select between the living potency, departed, which is count. And you inflict butterfly, inflict the same amount of the living and the departed as they were consumed. Yes, of course. If you run out midway through the use, cancel all subsequent coins and reload. Reload, or when gaining bullets, gain either the living or the departed based on this unit's current SP. What? At 0 or higher SP, a lower chance to gain the living and a higher chance to gain the departed, which is count. If you're in negative SP, you have a higher chance to get the living. Potency. Interesting. Probably calculated separately. 3 gloom res. If this unit killed the target with its skill, reload. Yeah, that's a banger. This unit gains living the departed, gain 2 haste next turn. Oh, it's actually sick. 6 gloom. When an ally hits with a skill, consume 2 sinking on a target to inflict 1 butterfly. Oh, so the rest of the team can inflict butterfly. Okay, sick. I'm gonna keep going because this is gonna take a year if I have to read all this. Okay. John Office Ishmael. This time I feel like we should start with the passives. Turn start. If you don't have bright, God, what's this? Base 0 max of 5 potency. You have count. Gain an offense level for each potency. And you lose a stack, which is count, right? I believe. If you don't have bright, gain 0 potency and 3 counts. Yeah. If you don't have a suit, you gain a random suit, which is red, green, blue. Or the base attack skill on this unit's leftmost skill slot. So it uses a base attack or an ego skill. Equips in its leftmost slot to activate one of the following. Next turn, convert the hand on self to the one corresponding to the used skill's affinity. If the skill was Sakura Sen or an ego skill, gain 1 bright potency. That's the last one. Yeah, okay. Gain bright potency. If the skill's affinity matches the affinity on the hand, you get another potency, and if you form a hand last turn and this turn in succession, you gain another bright potency. Okay, so you're going to do back to back. On hit with the said skill, trigger Tremor Burst and reduce Tremor count by 1. 25% chance to gain an ego resource corresponding to the skill's affinity. Whoa. That's pretty nice. At the skills skill end, at 5 bright potency or at 0 bright count, use Kozan. Okay, so I always hit. I always end up hitting 0 because win rating does not usually play the exact right thing. Alright, so this is what? Is that Gluttony and Gloom? Tails hit, heal SP, deal 10% more damage against either low morale or panic. That's great. Support passive is all the same thing, just one of both. And when an ally that has the least SP uses the base attack skill, heads hit, it heals. Oh, so just more SP healing. I think support. God, I'm not even 100% sure, but I think support passes are only when you're not in. Not going to read my entire setup's support passives because it would take way too long. Well, maybe. We'll see. Skill 1. Rolls 12. If the other skill in the same... If the other skill in the same skill slot is a different skill, discard that skill. Interesting. So it has a higher chance to give you another version of this skill, basically. You gain coin power for Tremor plus sinking. Up to 2. Inflict count. First coin inflicts count, second coin inflicts Tremor. Simple. This is a 16 rolling. Alright, so this is a red, green, blue, of course. Actually, skill. If the other skill in the same skill slot is a different skill, discard. Okay, so I guess they all do that. Interesting. So every single skill will discard a different one that is not the same as it. That helps play the 2 in a row easier. They all get this coin power buff? They do. Okay. So just sinking, tremor, and heal SP. It's nice. Okay. Oh, so S3 deals 10% damage for every bright potency. Interesting. Interesting. So it's nice to use the other stuff to stack it and then use this to pay off before you get Kozan from 5 potency or 3 count. Same thing of everything. Oh, this has a max of 3, so you can get 1 extra coin power. Oh, they are all coin power. Okay. Which is huge, actually. It's a 17 roll. With just 1 coin power extra, it goes from a 17 to a 20. God, that's disgusting. Tremor and sinking on first, tremor and sinking on second. If target's an amplitude, oh goodness. First tremor or already converted tremor on target to a different type of tremor. Is it in amplitude conversion or amplitude entanglement? Tremor type added by amplitude entanglement. Together under tremor superposition. Wow. Interesting. This coin deals plus 48% damage. And then if they aren't in aptitude conversion, trigger aptitude conversion into tremor decay. When defense level for 4 tremor potency on self, when hit by steel, the trigger tremor burst, raise the stagger threshold by defense potency. Reduce count by 1. Same as normal tremor does. Okay. Not too complicated. Oh, right, Kozan. Goodness, I've been forgetting other stuff. No. Kozan is one that goes at the end. Unclashable. Doesn't trigger defense skills. And external effects cannot trigger the skill to be reused. Okay. At less than 3 blight potency, cancel the skill and gain 2 attack power up next turn. Oh, so you need potency, or else it doesn't go off. Interesting. 3 or more bright potency. Again, following effects based on potency. 10% damage per 1 potency. At 4+, you gain 1 base power. At 5, on hit with the final reuse coin, trigger tremor burst 2 times, then reduce the target's tremor count by 1. Ooh. Obviously, lose bright afterwards. Next turn, convert the suit in this unit's hand to a random suit that corresponds to one of the unit's base attack skills. Of course, gain bright potency next turn, equal the number of coins that weren't used. Oh, interesting. So if you kill something early, then, or well, I'm not entirely sure how that works. The number of coins that weren't used. I have to assume it's just how many it could roll, which I think is 5. Reuse this coin, bright potency -1, so you can reuse it 4 times. Alright. So you have 5 uses, so you can gain extra bright potency if you kill it faster. Like tremor, sinking, and on heads defense level down. That's sick. This rolls a 13. Okay, so at combat start, you discard 2 skills the lowest rank in this unit's skill slots. Okay, interesting. If the skill was equipped on this unit's leftmost skill slot, convert the suit in this unit's hand to a random suit. And it can't be the same suit. You also have a 50% chance to gain a bright potency. Once per turn. Interesting. Gain coin power. Oh. So yeah, when you use it, you gain coin power for every 2 bright potency. Max only 2. Okay. That's not too bad. Yeah, no, I'm gonna do Rodian. I'm gonna do Rodian first. Okay. Turn start. 0 or higher SP. You gain Blessing, which I think is protections. Protecting sword for every 8 SP. Clash ends, inflict sinking. When hit, inflict 2 sinking on the attacker. Every 20 SP, inflict 1 more sinking potency with above effects. Damn. Pretty sick. And use plus coin skills as base skills. If you're 0 SP, you gain Despair, which sword. Clash ends, you inflict sinking count. So is this inflicting potency? Inflict 2 sinking. It doesn't say. It doesn't say it's sinking potency, but this bottom one says more sinking potency, so I assume it is. And this is just for sinking count. I have the first coin of base attack. Yeah, more sinking count and more sinking count. And yeah, then you choose minus coin skills, which is stronger. We gain charge counts. Which these count as charge? I don't think so. And gain charge counts. Gain deep tiers instead. Do charge. Deep tiers is unaffected by charge potency. Okay. Whispers the Betrayed Knight. Can't drop below 40 from SP loss on its base skills, SP loss from other support passives, SP loss from tiers sharpened. There's a defense, I think. We'll read that later. SP loss from ally death, and this unit's base factors decreasing sanity. An encounter. When this unit take damage that brings its SP to -45, maintain this unit's SP at -44 for that turn. Once per encounter. Oh. So it's only to SP damages, it does not apply to SP changes or SP consuming abilities like ego skills. Break, tear, and pierce. Piercing sword. I thought something like that's about. If the unit has piercing sword before hitting an enemy with a base attack skill, consume 1 piercing sword to inflict 1 sinking. If you have 2 or more piercing sword before the turn's final base attack skills, final coin hits, consume all of it instead to inflict it as sinking. It has 3 Tear Sharpened. Before hitting enemy with the final coin of a base attack skill, consume all Tear Sharpened to inflict 3 sinking and 3 sinking count. Deal 50% damage plus 50% with that coin. Its effect is activated, reset to 0 SP. Student has less than 0 SP at turn end. That heal 30 SP. Wow, okay. 3 Tear Sharpened. Tear Sharpened. I kind of need to go see that too. My god. 3 Gloom, 3 Pride. When in Blessing, you take minus percent SP divided by 2. Minus percent HP damage from attacks. Wow, 20% less damages. Pretty sick. At combat start, you get Protecting Sword, which defense level up for every stack. And you get aggro. Okay, and protections gonna start at 5. More protection and clash power up. Dang. When despair, you deal up to 20% more damage. At 3 piercing sword, you get damage up. At 5, you get damage up and power up. Support passive, I don't care about. Okay, so skill 1 rolls 12, and all these are gonna have 2 versions because it's positive and negative. So I guess 6 plus sinking, gain coin power. It's great. 3 or more protecting sword. Gain defense level up. Oh no, I know protecting sword is. At 3 or more protecting sword, you gain clash power. Inflict sinking. Second coin inflicts sinking and gives you deep tears. You gain more if you have more deep tier protecting swords. Negative coin. Roll 10. Which is worse, but final power +1 for every 3 sinking up to 3, which is pretty great. You use it, you lose some SP, which helps. You get sinking, second coin gets sinking, deep tears, and same thing. More deep tears if you have piercing sword. Skill 2. Wasn't anything down here, right? Yeah. Skill 2. Roll 16. Same thing, if they have 6 sinking, you get coin power, clash power for every 2 protecting sword. If you have 15 or more deep tears, which you only have 20, you consume 5 to deal plus 15% damage. Second coin, third coin. Does the first coin just do nothing? Interesting. Sinking, third coin, same thing. Sinking counts, deep tears, and you gain more deep tears. So it's equal to your protecting sword. Okay, so that gives you even more. Negative coin version can roll 16. Gain final power for every 3 sinking on the target, which notably is easier to get. Easier than the top positive one, but it's not coin power, it's final power. For the 3 sinking on the target, lose 10 SP. If you have 15 or more, you consume 5 to deal 20% damage, which is more. Inflict sinking, and sinking counts, which is actually a lot better than the positive one. And you gain deep tears, and you gain deep tears equal to piercing sword, just like the positive. Arcana Pierce, this one's the big damage. Rolls a 17. Same thing, target has 6 plus sinking power, you gain coin power, gain clash power for each protecting sword. If you have 10 or more deep tears, you consume up to 20. Deal plus stack to 1.5. Wow. Up to 30% more damage. Base power +1 for every 5 stacks consumed. My goodness. Targets defeated, you regain half the deep tears consumed by the skill. Wow. Inflict sinking, and 3. If this unit has tears sharpened or consumed it with this coin, deal plus 20% damage. And you inflict sinking equal to protecting sword as a bonus. Negative coin version can roll 20. Gain final power for each 3 sinking up to 4. You lose another 15 SP. That's the same. Oh, yes. So 10 plus deep tears. Consume up to 20, but this time you can deal times 3. You get a 60% damage buff on this skill. And you get base power for every 5 stacks. If the target is defeated, you get half the deep tears back. Like sinking counts, third coin inflicts sinking, and oh, interesting. So this one has, if you consume tear sharpened, you reuse the coin, or reuse coin once. The third one here. Okay. Defense. Now this has to be where tear sharpened comes from, because tear sharpened is not a passive gain. Unless you let's see. Clashable guard, unbreakable coin, roll a 13. Okay, combat start. You gain coin power for each protecting sword up to 2. Gain a shield equal to SP divided by 3% of the unit's max HP. So it's up to 15. 15%, yeah. On use, you gain 5 deep tears 2 times per turn. Turn end at less than 3 tears sharpened, lose 15 SP and gain 1 tear sharpened. If the student has tear sharpened, lose tear sharpened stack times 15 more SP. Okay, there's a clashable counter version for the negative coin, I guess. Okay, when you're a negative SP, 2 red coins can roll a 12. Final power plus 1 for every piercing sword. Gain 5 deep tears, less than 3 tears sharpened. Lose 15 SP and gain a tear sharpened. Same thing with losing SP. And inflict sinking instead of just being unbreakable coin. Okay, so you want to keep 3 tear sharpened, or not 3, but you want to have a high amount of tear sharpened so you can consume it from fat S3s. Interesting. Interesting, okay. Not too bad either. Index Dawn. Oh dear God. Okay. Turn start. Gain prescript device 1. Use a skill marked with mark as a prescript or hit a target with a marked skill. Gain with this effect has no unlock. Your maximum stackable grace of the prescript is limited to 3. Okay. So you get one of these. So 2 is to. Wait, 1 is what? To use a skill or hit a target with a marked skill. 2 is hit a target with a skill marked with mark of the prescript. Hit a target with Ego Awakening skill or an Effloresced Ego Procuration state. Skill 3 and marked with mark of the prescript. Wow, okay. 4. Eliminate all enemies before the next prescript arrives. Okay. So you inflict that on self based on whatever unlock stage you have. Creatures from Grace of the Prescript. Effect stage increases based on. Yeah, okay. You get the Prescript's target, which they just take extra damage. This effect is applied to a single unit every turn, regardless of the number of index. Okay, yeah. To a random enemy, obviously apart and focus encounters. Apply mark of the prescript. The base attack skills on the student's dashboard. 1 per slot, maximum of 2 skills. At unlock 2+. The effect above prioritizes skill 3. Oh, okay. Nice, because you have to use skill 3s to bump it up. All of the effects above and pre-script execution checks do not trigger when this unit is staggered, immobilized, in panic, or in ego corrosion. Oh, okay. That's nice. They have unlock 3 at turn start, you gain Shin. Minimax gate speed, offense level, defense level. Higher poise potency gain. Deal missing HP % damage up to 40. Oh, okay. Above the prescript. If the prescript was executed this turn, heal 4 SP and gain 1 grace of the prescript. Yeah, grace of the prescript gives you offense level +1 for every 3 stacks, up to 9. When executing the prescript, if the main target has prescript's target, heal 8 SP and gain 3 grace of the prescript. Okay, there's just an instant offense level when you do it. Turn out, if prescript was not executed this turn, gain 5 karmic consequence. Gain defense level down for every 10 stacks. Fragile every 20 up to 100. Unlock 3 does not gain karmic consequence. Wow, okay, so you want to get to unlock 3 as fast as possible. And then you just don't even have to worry about karmic consequence, you just do whatever you want. If the unit attempted to execute a prescript at combat start but could not target the enemy during the combat phase, does not gain karmic consequence at turn end. Okay. Unlock Death Rest Ego Procuration. Turn end at 3, 6, 9 grace the prescript. Gain unlock 1, unlock 2, unlock 3. If you gained unlock 1, consume 15 SP to enter F Rest Ego Procuration state. Before consuming SP to enter the state, heal SP to 25 and gain karmic consequence equal to SP heal divided by 5 rounded up. Oh, heal SP to 25, so that could be quite a bit. Turn start after the above checks, if this unit has unlocked and is at 25 plus SP, consume 15 SP to enter the state. If you get staggered when you entering F Rest Ego Procuration, recover from stagger, gain Faith Beyond Question while in F Rest Ego. Gain minimax speed, gain better offense level, defense level, more poise potency, and you don't drop below -15. SP does not drop below -15 from SP loss effects on this unit's base skills, max stack of 1. Start at 0 or less SP, this unit exits F Rest Ego Procuration. Okay. The Great Magical Beeper. 1. Gosh, is that Envy? I feel like such an idiot. I don't remember the and Gloom and Pride. You deal extra damage using skills with large prescript for every grace the prescript on self, up to 16. 9 grace the prescript, you deal 20% damage plus 20% damage using base skills instead. Okay, solid buff. On hit using base skills, attacks against targets that have the prescript's target heal 3 SP. Once per skill 2 times. Okay, heal additional SP based on unlock stage. Support passive I don't care about. Skill 1, finally. Rolls a 11. If skill is marked with mark the prescript, gain final power and deal more damage. Coin power +1 for every 6 poise on self, plus sinking on target. Max of 2 coin power. You gain poise count, inflict sinking, and second coin gains poise. And a little more on crit. This should be the F Rest Ego state. Rolls a 12. Obviously gets the 15% damage. Still coin power +1 for 6 poise on self, plus sinking on target. Gain poise count. Lose 3 SP on attack end. It inflicts sinking. Inflicts more sinking, gains poise. S2 rolls a 16. For this one, if it's marked with marked prescript, you gain final power. You get coin power for the same thing, 6 points on self and target. gain 3 poise. Like 3 sinking potency, 1 sinking counts. Gain poise. Procuration. This rolls a 17. It deals 10% more damage, marks the prescript. Gain coin power, same thing. Gain poise, you lose 6 SP when you use it. Reflects 4 sinking potency, 1 sinking count, 1 poise count. Only sinking on crit. S3. It's an 18 roll. If this has mark of the prescript, you gain coin power and deal 40% more damage on crit. Final power for every 4 poise on self plus sinking on target, up to 4. So that's a lot better. Combat start at 2+ unlock stage. Convert all coins of skill to unbreakables. Deal plus 20% damage for every unlock stage, up to 60%. Man. Gain poise count. And you gain poise equal to the current unlock stage. Wow. Get extra poise, and your second coin deals 40% more for every unlock stage, up to 120%. My goodness. And it inflicts sinking and sinking count. Procuration Annihilate. If this is marked the prescript, you deal 25% more damage, coin power +1. It's different. Yeah, that's final power. This is coin power +1 for every 6 poise on self and sinking on target. Only up to 2. 17 rolling, but with coin power, that's huge on 4 coins. You gain poise count, gain poise equal to the unlock stage. You lose 15 SP for using this, a pretty big hit. All unbreakables, all inflicting 1 sinking. 4th one gains coin power plus. This coin gains power +1. I guess that's coin power. 40% damage for each unlock stage, up to 120% again. It inflicts more sinking. Defense. Rolls a 12. Is a clashable guard. Gains final power and 15% damage for every unlock stage. You gain a shield equal to 15% of max HP. Reduce shield gain by 1.5% for every 5 karmic consequence. At 50+, you don't gain a shield. Okay. You gain poise count. If the unit doesn't have unlock, gain unlock 1 once per turn. Oh, okay. Change grace of the prescript stack to 3. It resets it down to 3. Or just puts it at 3 no matter what, so you can gain it, I guess, too. Gain karmic consequences at next turn start for every grace of prescript gained. Okay, so it just resets you if you were higher. On hit, you get poise and inflict a little bit of sinking. 13 rolling clashable guard, clashable counter. My bad. You get final power for every unlock stage. Gain poise. At lower than stage 3 unlock, activate the following. If the unit has unlock, increase it by a stage. At less than 6 or 9, grace the prescript, change its stack to 6 or 9, gain 5 karmic consequence for every grace the prescript gained, inflict sinking. So you can use this to cheat your way to unlocks, but you're going to get karmic consequence for doing it. Quite a lot. 15 each time. Okay. I've been loving this Ryoshu ID so much, so I am excited for this, and I have not read a god dang thing about it. Always active. You start with 6 bullet solitude. DK ammo at 6. Spend it. Ammo cannot be gained or lost due to anything else. At 1 or more bullet. If the enemy has less than -40 SP or is staggered at this unit or an ally's attack end, use Bang Bang as an unopposed attack once per turn. Attack end at 0 bullets, use Stories That Never Cease as an unopposed attack against a target and consume 10 SP to reload. at 1 gluttony and 1 gloom, 2 gloom. You gain petals. If the enemy takes sinking damage, gain petals equal to petals. This one stacks to 30, and then you get like a big attack weight shot. Gain offense level for every 10 stacks. Can be gained up to 15 per turn. Gain petals equal to faint aroma. Stacks up to 30. Gain 1 stack if this unit takes sinking damage. Upon tremor burst, apply 1 to 2 faint aroma on 3 other random allies. At max stacks, gain tremor and trigger tremor burst on self. Then take gloom damage equal to sinking on self and lose all faint aroma. Can't gain a faint aroma for the rest of the turn. If the unit's killed, inflict remaining faint aroma on this unit by 2 randomly between the unit's allies. But you stack it on people just by hitting people with sinking, basically. Inflicted every time enemies gain faint aroma. Okay, gain 2 petals every time tremor burst is triggered, regardless of the unit. Attack skill, and at 30 plus petals, you use Magnificent End against the target. That's the highest faint aroma stack. Oh, okay. Deal plus faint aroma on target percent damage. Also up to 30% more damage against staggered targets. If the unit lost 10% HP this turn, heal 10% HP, heal 3% HP and 10 SP. Wow, that's just nice. Sport doesn't matter. On to S1. Bang Bang is what uses a follow-up attack, as I was saying, passive. It's a 12 rolling skill 1. Gains coin power for every 6 tremor and sinking on target. Up to 2. You spend a bullet to inflict 2 sinking. You spend another bullet to inflict 3 tremor. Stories never cease. This is the... looking back in passive here. Stories never cease was... what is that used? Shoot. Oh, we run out of bullets, right? Yeah, stories never cease. Okay. This one. Excuse me. This was a 12 with 3 attack weight. Influx Valley. The skill inflicts solitude. Take 10% more damage from gloom skills. SP unit change their panic type to solitude. Non-SP units gain +2 sinking count at turn end. They lose a stack. It's effective and not cumulative. Inflicting it will replace the current value with the inflicted value. Apply the non-SP units conditional to certain enemies that have SP but cannot change their panic types. Solitude panic effect. Low morale. Gain +2 sinking count at turn end. Panic. Gain +3 sinking count. Okay. Target already has solitude. This turn will be inflicted. Next turn, trigger tremor burst instead and reduce tremor count by 1. Inflicts sinking and solitude. Second coin inflicts tremor solitude. Third coin inflicts tremor solitude. Pretty strong. S2 is a 16 rolling skill. You get coin power for tremor plus sinking on target. Deal 1% more damage for every faint aroma, which is up to 30. You spend a bullet, inflict sinking count, inflict some faint aroma and tremor count, and inflict more faint aroma and tremor counts. That is great. Makes it easy to build up the faint aroma you need to get your big fat whatever it was called. I forget. It'll be up here. Full Bloom is a 17 rolling skill. Same coin power passive. Non-use. Same 1% more damage for every faint aroma. First coin inflicts faint aroma and sinking. Second, faint aroma and sinking. Third, faint aroma tremor. Trigger tremor burst. Deal extra gloom damage equal to sinking. Magnificent End is the one you get at 30 petals. External effects cannot trigger the skill to be reused. You'll deal 30% damage for every excess attack weight beyond the number of actual targets. And focus counters the part. On use, you gain final power +1 for every 5 Sum of Faint Aroma on all targets up to 6. 6 final powers. Crazy. But he rolls a 19. On attack end, you lose all petals. On hit, you inflict, I assume to everything you hit, Faint Aroma, Sinking, Tremor, Tremor Burst, and extra gloom damage based on sinking. Incredible ability. You have 14 rolling fade. You gain petals and also gain fragile and attack power up next turn. Okay, pretty simple. These are a lot easier than I thought they would be, honestly. Otis. Good job, Otis. Passive. Scepter Okay, I don't know how any of this works either. If an enemy has any of the panic type changing effects, gain Ujat Vanguard. You can have up to 2. They are min-max speed buffers. You gain protection. You gain the following effects during the combat phase. Once per skill, 3 times per turn. When this unit is the main target of an unopposed attack, have the chance for the skill's first coin to flip heads. Interesting. Clash start. In the first clash, have the target's chance to flip heads for all of its coins. For both of the above effects, if the target uses minus coins, half their chance to flip tails instead. What an interesting passive. You can basically just cheat coins. It's pretty cool. If the unit has Ujat Vanguard, you inflict Short Fracture on hit with a base skill to 15. It's another unique sinking, up to 10. For each stack, they take 1% more damage from Sloth and Gloom skills. Shoot, Sloth. What is Sloth? This is Sloth, I think. At max stacks, they gain Gloom Fragility, take Gloom damage equal to sinking potency. And then it expires. If the unit that has this effect dies, you transfer half of its stack to its ally that has the highest SP. If there's no LCA identities on the field, it expires. Okay. If Fracture round was spent, you inflict additional Short Fracture for each round spent. That's your unique ammo, which is 16. Not a problem. Protection stat gained from this unit's base skills and under the Vanguard is capped at 5 per turn. 3 Gloom Res deal 5% more damage for every protection on self, up to 15. And at combat start, you gain 2 Ujat Vanguard, so you just get to start off with it for free. Or is that right? I feel like I'm reading that wrong. But you gain free Ujat Vanguard. It's great. This is a 11 rolling skill. Gains 3 aggro to this skill slot. Gain coin power for sinking and Trevor on target. We've seen that plenty of times before. With Ujat Vanguard, you get an extra clash power. If you win, you inflict Short Fracture. Inflict Sinking Tremor. Gain protection next turn. Is that on a head hit? Just on hit, doesn't matter. Skill 2 rolls a 16. Gain more aggro. Gains more coin power for 6 trigger on target. If you have Vanguard, you get Clash Power plus 2 and deal 30% more damage. That is big. First one inflicts Sinking. Cowed. Second one inflicts Tremor Cowed. Third one inflicts Sinking Tremor Potency. And you gain extra protection next turn again. Skill 3 rolls a 18. If you have Ujat Vanguard, deal plus 50% damage. You gain 8 aggro. If 6 or more Sink and Tremor on target, you gain coin power. Base power plus 1 for every LCA fracture round about to be spent by this skill. Interesting. On attack end, you gain protection next turn. Attack end, at 2 or fewer LCA fracture rounds, you reload. Only allowed 5 times per encounter, but that is, 16 ammo. You do not lose it that much. At least I almost never do. Lose all currently owned ammo. Reload it back to full. Spend 2 LCA fracture rounds. Deal Fracture rounds spent times 30% damage. Okay, so as long as, you're pretty much always going to use it with fracture rounds left, so you deal 60% more damage. That's huge. You get 2 sinking tremor count. Target point inflicts sinking, inflicts blue sand. On Clash Lose, you gain sinking count. For SP units, change their panic type to blue sand. Non-SP units, they lose a minute max speed. Reduce stack on turn end. This fact is not cumulative. Replace the current value. Applies non-SP units conditional to certain enemies that have SP can change. Blue sand panic effects. Yeah, okay. Low morale, lose clash power and speed. Panic, you lose 2 clash power and speed. That's pretty good. You also inflict gloom resist down once per turn. Third coin spends another 2 rounds, deals another 60% damage bonus, inflicts 2 sinking, triggers tremor burst, and it's a target an SP unit trigger tremor burst again. And if they have less than 0 SP, you inflict gloom fragility, which is great. Defense skill. I believe this gives you Ujat Vanguard. Roll a 20. When hit while this unit has shield, inflict 3 sinking against the attacker. 3 times per turn. Wow. If this unit has Ujat Vanguard, you gain protection. For every protection on self, gain shield equal to 5% of this unit's max HP. Pretty solid. My goodness, this is really... I feel bad. This is not as complicated as I thought, even remotely. Alright. Hohenheim Gregor. Turn start, you gain Lamp. Lamp stacks up to 8. Gain Bind for every 2 stacks, up to 4. At max stack, if there's enemies on the field, consume all stacks to activate the following effects next turn. Gain a bunch of aggro, and inflict dazzle to the enemy. The most current HP. I wish I told you what dazzle does. External effects can't change this unit's min and max speeds. When changing skills, this unit can be direct. The attack skills target into itself regardless of speed. When changing skill. Interesting. I did not know that either. When gaining haste, gain clash power up instead. Once per turn. Once the above effect activates, can't gain haste for the rest of the turn. Okay. Manual turn start, you gain defense level up for every ally wearing ego gears. When an ally dies, gain 2 pierce up next turn. 2 gloom resonance, you gain lamp for every 2 gloom resonance, up to 3. If an enemy has dazzle, you heal 5 SP. Let's see what dazzle does. For every sinking and burn, take plus 5% damage from base attacks. SP units change their panic type to dazzle. Non-SP units, defense level -2. Turn end, you lose a stack. It just replaces the current value. Non-SP unit to them. What does dazzle do? Low morale, turn end. Gain bind and offense level down. And then panic, you gain bind, double the offense level down. Okay. On turn end, you apply Guardians of the Forest. Next turn to the ally with the earliest deployment order among those that do not fit the following. Let me see what this. Before attack, activate the following effects. Plus coin skills heal 4 SP. If already at max HP, gain 2 offense level up next turn. Minus skill coin skills lose 8 SP. This effect cannot reduce the unit's SP below -40, and you lose this effect. So, earliest deployment order that did not follow the following. Is this unit an ally that already has Guardians of the Forest, or is it an ally that cannot heal SP due to conditions such as panic or corrosion? Support. Does not matter. I don't know why I'm looking at the supports. Skill 1 is a 11 roll. If any of the following conditions are met, you gain coin power. If the target speed is faster than this unit's by 3 or more, if the unit's speed is 1 or slower, or if the target has Dazzle. Target has 6+ sinking and burn. Of the 6+ sinking plus something else. It's been almost every kit. I guess a lot of them were released on a similar time. Anyway, the target has 6+ sinking and burn. You gain coin power. Gain bind next turn. First one inflicts burn. Second inflicts sinking. It's a 15 rolling skill. I had to count that in my head. You gain clash power +2, probably for the same things. Yeah, I need the same things. You get a clash power +2 conditional. Same thing with coin power, 6+ sinking and burn. First coin inflicts sinking count. It deals 30% of the coin's final damage, blunt damage. Same thing, inflicts sinking, deals 30% of the coin's final damage, blunt damage. And then the last 2 coins inflict burn and burn count. That's 17 rolling. So it gets coin power and 40% more damage if the conditions met. Still the same 3 conditions. Still the same 6+ sinking and burn as coin power +1. If the target has Dazzle, convert all coins to skilled unbreakables and gain clash power +3. Wow. Attack end. If the target is defeated or if it has 3 Dazzle, gain 1 + coin boost next turn. First coin inflicts burn and sinking counts. Second coin inflicts burn and sinking potency. Really good levels too. Third hit, if the target core has 25% or less HP, or if they have Dazzle, deal 60% more damage. If the target has Dazzle, deal gloom damage equal to 80% of this coin's final damage. This percent final damage is very interesting. I have not seen that before. Defense, unbreakable coin, 13 rule. Clashable guard. You gain lamp up to 8 stacks. For every gain lamp up to 8 stacks. For every stack gained, you take HP damage equal to 1% of max HP. This effect cannot kill you. Turn end. Apply a haste next turn to bind minus self divided by 2. So, I don't know, 2 other allies with the slowest speed. Once per turn, rounded down. Okay, that's my team that I go in with. I don't use Heathcliff, unfortunately. But might as well go over the support passes since they're going to be very, very short. Heathcliff, 3 Gloom Resonance. I'm not even sure if this is a good one to have, but one ally that has the highest SP deals plus 5% damage to targets that have less than 0 SP. If the target has less than 0 SP, deal even more damage the further the target is from 0. Plus 0.5 per SP up to 20%. Wow. For targets that are not SP, the said ally inflicts 1 more sinking potency and count using their skill and coin effects of their attack skills. Pretty good. It's most of the time probably going to solemn events, which is useful. Butler Faust. 4 Gloom owned. When one ally that has the lowest SP hits an enemy that has 5+ sinking, the ally heals 2 SP on hit, 4 times per turn. Okay, just some free SP healing. Mariachi Sinclair. What a king. But support passive, so stupid simple. One ally with the most SP deals plus 10% damage to enemies with lower SP. Just 10% more damage. Why not? Base Perso, one ally with the highest max HP takes minus 10%. Sure, just makes my 2 tanks better. And Honolulu. Start of the combat phase, the ally with the least SP heals 6 SP. Pretty solid. This build is kind of half gotten from somewhere else, half my own adding on to it. But no, honestly, that was not that hard to understand. Am I going to do something other than win rating? Nah, probably not. But maybe I will complain about bosses being too hard. Thank you for watching.